Hey, what we're listening to here is Mark Sloan Yao from 1985. It's a private press. He put these out. He was going to school in New York, and he's a bass player, um, studying under I want to say George Benson. I don't remember. Um, the whole first side is kind of experimental um, jams and but with rock instruments. There's also some horns, but the second side is really cool, which is what we're listening to now. Electronics and just all improvised. Really cool. I listened to this last night. This comp. This is from 1970, and it's a 3 record set. It's got a whole bunch of different players, Varice and Babbitt. A lot of good um, electronic, some very accessible and some experimental. It's got a nice booklet, comes with it too. I've had that for a while. I just now got around to listening to it. Found this one last night. Not last night, Saturday night. Harry Parch. This is from, I want to say 1970. You guys know him. He makes music with pretty much anything he can find, including bamboo sticks, pots, pans. So I guess you could kind of call it a percussive record, but it's it's very listenable and melodic. And on the first side, he mixes in there's some tape delays and electronics mixed in. Is a really really cool record. I was glad to find it in a quadraphonic copy. Found it in the dollar bin. Here's another dollar bin find from last week. The Sounds of Willie Wilson. This is a record that was put out to promote just a singer, some little dive club called the Captain Charthouse, and this came out in the '70s. He's a soul singer, but the cool thing about this record is he's got this great voice, very soulful, and there is no backing band. It's just him and a sampling keyboard. So it's super minimal and really, really good. That's one of the things I love about digging. You find stuff like that. Here's another great private press Texas record, Oz Rough Mix. This came out in 1975, out of Houston, Texas. And this record here it's a psych record, but there's a lot of prog leanings, a lot of Moog, a lot of keyboards. The vocalist is really good. Just a great listen all the way through. There's one side 2, which is called the Doodly Squat. 1, 2, and 3 side is amazing. This is an amazing record. Great find. A psych record, Lothar and the Hand People. This came out in, I believe, 1970 on Capitol EMI. Cool thing about this is Lothar is not one of these people. Lothar is the theremin. That's the name of the theremin. So all their songs are based around the Lothar the theremin, and great melodic, catchy psych tunes here. How about a acid tinged? I wouldn't call it a new age record. Kind of like if you guys know that Bob Trimble. He came out in the '80s. He's in the Acid Archives. I think 2 or 3 records. This sounds like that, but it's a guy and a girl. And this came out in '81. Yeah. And this is also in the Acid Archives. So it's on the, if you go to the end of the book, it's one of those, the best albums, acid albums of the 80s. Really, really cool music. Kind of like ethereal, ambient landscapes, but then there's guitar and keyboards layered over that. And then their voices are, it sounds like they've layered the voices also, so you get this really cool acid tinged music. Great stuff. This is my first Flora Purim, and this is Butterfly Dreams. I listened to this the other night. It's got a killer lineup. It's got Airtu, who is her husband, I believe, but also George Duke, Stanley Clark. I mean, it's got this great lineup, and her voice is beautiful. Love it. I'll get some more from her.
Daddy?
Yes, sir. Do you want to say hi again? Since, say hello.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, I'm gonna finish up. All right. You can get an ice cream. Why don't you get an ice cream?
A big ice cream.
Yep. I'll be in there in a minute. Okay. Funky Jimmy Smith record called Bluesmith. I have a ton of I went through Jimmy Smith phase years ago, so I had a whole shelf of Jimmy Smith records. But what I did is I narrowed them down to the real funky ones and the ones that were good all the way through, and you know, the 4 and 5 star albums. This one is amazing. No, that one, not that one. That one has coffee in it. Go get one of yours. O'Donnell Levy. This is great. He's a really, really good jazz guitarist. A lot of good improvising and solos. He does a killer cover of Herbie Hancock's Maiden Voyage and Stevie Wonder's Superwoman. The first side are all his tracks. The second side he does some covers, but they're great. I mean, he's got Cecil Bridgewater on here, and John Faddis of CTI. This is on Groove Merchant. This one came out in 72.
Huh?
Yeah. There you go. Really good jazz fusion record, Charlie Mariano. And this one came out in 72. This is on Atlantic. Mirror Mirror. This has got really, really nice Rhodes. Let's see who's on here with them. Pat Rabillat, who has a couple of albums that I really love also. Really like that one. An 80s free jazz album that's really good from Max Roach. This is called Chattahoochee Red. Really nice, listenable free jazz album with his amazing band that he had in the 80s. They recorded just a phenomenal killer string of records. Let me tell you who's in the lineup. You have Calvin Hill, Cecil Bridgewater, Walter Bishop. Here's a really cool, real funky instrumental record from Monk Higgins. A lot of funky piano and keyboard in this. This one's called Heavyweight on United. This is from 1972. Here he is on the back. Really, really good instrumental funk record. This record here, Anthony Davis, Hemispheres. I really like these Anthony Davis records that are on Gramavision from the early 80s and late 70s. These are, I want to say, you expect free jazz when you listen to it, but it's more spiritual than free. So it's spiritual jazz, but leaning free. But he always has a really great lineup, and it's a lot of improvising, long songs. He's got a great horn section, but then there's also some strings and bass. But what really stands out on this, besides Anthony's piano playing, is the vibraphone that's throughout it. And the vibraphone player is David Samuels. He also does some marimba on there. Okay, how about this? You guys that are on Facebook with me, you remember this from earlier this month, where I pulled this at Half Price Books for a couple of dollars. And what this is a jazz funk extremely rare record from Texas. And this is on the Fable label. And look this up on Discogs, Star-Crossed. Really cool listen. It's got some a little bit of Rhodes. It's got male and female vocals, a lot of bass. Recorded in Austin, 1975. This is a once-in-a-lifetime find for a couple of dollars. Okay. Luis Gasca. A lot of people in the VC have this and have gotten it recently, or at least revisited it recently. This is a really, really beautiful spiritual jazz album. He's got Lenny White on here, Mark Levine on electric piano, Carlos Santana does his thing on guitar. It's a really, really... It's got Snooky Flowers on percussion. Beautiful record. Here's one that... a children's record that Chris Cole, Folkways, 1971, that Chris Cole said, you gotta grab this. And rightly so. This is an amazing percussion album by I don't know how to say his name, Bilal Abdurrahim, and it comes with, there he is there. There's flutes and horn instruments and a lot of different percussion, beats, tons of beats on this record. This is a really, really cool record called Sound, Rhythm, and Rhyme. Here's another record that Chris Cole loves. That's why I picked it up, Laura Allen with Reflections. This girl sings like an angel. The music is beautiful also. It's extremely emotional, angelic-like album. Just beautiful. Beautiful record. That one pulls on your heartstrings for sure. Here is a very funky Cajun psychedelic record, extremely funky, from Dr. John the Night Tripper, Gris Gris. This is on Atco, and this is 1968. Dude, this is a great record. So thick and funky. I would imagine like bands like the Black Keys and John Spencer Blues Explosion. They eat that stuff up, you know. Here's a record that I know Scott Mays loves this record. This is Mulatu of Ethiopia, and this is on Ethiopia Airlines. This is just a great Mulatu Estatki is the player, and he plays vibes and vibraphone, but there's also a lot of keys on here. Heavily percussive album, but this album is just it's remarkable how great it is. And this is from the 1972. Worthy Records. Worthy Records. Last one I'm going to show you for now. Yeah, a soundtrack. Got this one for Christmas. This is Ralph Jones' soundtrack, Slumber Party Massacre. This is the reissue. Minimal synth record. Minimal synth in the sense that I think this whole record was done, this whole score was done on a Casio keyboard in the, I don't remember when this movie came out, this 81? I can't remember when it came out, but this is a fantastic package that they put out. It comes with a poster and it comes with a book, and I don't know if you can see how thick the cover is. Yeah, it's the poster. Comes on clear vinyl or like milky vinyl. Yeah, Casio keyboard, and really cool listen all the way through. Okay guys, I gotta go. I hope you enjoyed listening to Mark Sloan, 1985. He sells these. He's I think he might have a few left.